Hi everyone. Just gonna give everybody a couple of minutes. Hi Yasmin. Hi everyone. Lisa. Hi. Oh my god, Monday. I told you guys I love Mondays, yeah? And I want everybody to love Mondays. Mondays are the best. Daria, I'm having the coffee. Sorry, I forgot to have it last week. Then I just remember Daria sent me a coffee for reaching a big goal. So I was just like really excited. I was like, I need to celebrate her. So Queen, listen, you've come such a long way since May when you started this. God bless. God bless. This is just the beginning for you. Hi guys. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Oh my God, many things are coming up this week from the 60-day challenge. We had quite a few people join this week, and their manifestations are, I don't know why they're so much more expedited. But there's fine-tuning that's required, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why desires don't manifest. We're going to talk about a few things. I got a request to talk about past lives, resistance, impatience, and a few other things of interest. If you have, please pay attention to the live, and I generally take questions that have to do with what I'm saying, just to clarify concept. Thank you so much for the rose, guys. Thank you for the likes on the live. If you can leave likes on the live, that's great. Don't send me any gifts. It's not necessary. Don't spend money. Okay, Facebook group. It's going great. Okay. Well, I wanted to tell you guys about the Facebook group, right? Because you guys know I don't allow any emotional posts, and I don't allow any venting in there. It's all about success stories, and it's all about, I have a question about how better to do this. That's obviously allowed. So, the Facebook group, I have allowed a post in which this queen is describing, there's this toxic person in my life, and I noticed that when this toxic person in my life has said something to me, it kind of unfolded my whole day, such as that I also had a fight with my specific person, with my significant other, like many things like went in disarray from that. So, guys, I can't stress enough that if you have antagonists in your life, okay, if you have antagonists in your life, your manifestation journey, your changing of self journey, every time you make progress, when you meet with this person, their energetic job is to bring you back to exactly where it is you are. And also, to anybody that feels the need to vent in general, every time you talk to a friend or you complain about something, just understand, in that act alone, you're keeping current reality in place. Where you want to get is to a point where whatever you observe that you do not like, you completely ignore. Okay? You have to bring yourself to this point. And I'm talking from personal experience. I was on both sides, obviously, throughout my life. But now I'm at the point where I'm telling you it can be done. It can't be done overnight. None of this can be done overnight. But you can bring yourself to a point where what someone says in your life matters less and less, and you can also bring yourself to a point where you can actually cut social connections with people that are not good for you. And this might be friends from your high school days, and you've been friends for 10 years, you've been friends for 20 years, but it doesn't matter, because those people will vibrate so much more out of sync with you once you start doing this work. Okay, so the lessons from this is do anything to remove the antagonist or antagonists in your life. And lesson number 2 is do not complain. Do not talk about things you don't want. Do not talk about your ex. Do not talk about your mother. Do not complain about this. Just see them as, the extras in movies, people who antagonize them. Put them in like you're the main character and they're the extras. In a movie set, I've been on a movie set. So in the movie set, the extras, they don't talk. So when you see these people having a conversation at the bar, right? It's only the main characters that talk. The extras just go like this. See them like that. They're the extra in the movie of your life. Okay? Do not give them a voice. Do not allow them inside of you. So that's sort of about the Facebook group and about how you should handle this. We had some new members that are posting, they're posting some questions that I already answered in my old content. Please, I tell everybody who joins, the lives are valuable. This is why I post them on YouTube. Go back and rewatch the lives so that you understand these concepts. Watch all my videos, hopefully on TikTok, right? They are put in playlists, right? So if you just want to learn topic by topic, start with things I didn't know, or things you didn't know. Something is titled like this, right? Just so you understand certain concepts. So start with that and go forward from there. So, you know, somebody posted, it was a new member, and he said, how come every time I say something that I don't want, it happens, right? So for example, he said, I'll never live in a big city again, and I'll never do this type of work, only to 1 year later find himself moving back to the big city and doing that exact type of work when he didn't want to do that, right? So the idea is, you guys understand, if you're part of my group, the universe does not understand negation, right? It only hears live in a big city doing this type of work. Doesn't understand, I will never again will I get into this type of relationship. Never again will I, you know, do not think about what you don't want. It's clear, right? Just wanted to make sure. Let's see. Somebody posted, I did a private live for the Facebook group a week ago, and our next live is this Saturday, the private live on Facebook. It's on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I asked people, you know, sort of like, what do you want to talk about? So if you're a member of the Facebook group, put something in there, because I want to be prepared for this lives. But somebody left a story from the last live where I was talking about, you know, sort of how to handle dating later in life, especially if you still want to have a family, but you're close to 40. And somebody put in there, a new member, she said, I had my second baby. So she has a 28-year-old, and she had her second baby at, I want to say like 44, she said, I think. And just, she has a beautiful family now. That second baby is like 10 or something like that. But I want you guys to read what other people post, because I only allow posts that invoke inspiration. So please go through that if you're a member of our group. Somebody else posted, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about the Facebook group, posted a photo of flamingos. Flamingos was our group manifestation from, like, I want to say 3 months ago. And she said, I keep seeing flamingos. And here's it might be irrelevant at this point, but here's where the relevant part is. Every time you guys will see old manifestation challenges, guess what's going to happen to your mind? Your mind is going to go straight into the work, into our group energy, into knowing manifestation is possible. So now we have certain associations that we made in our mind, that we worked hard over the last few months when I gave you challenges, that every time you're going to see a turtle, a horse, a flamingo, whatever else we've been manifesting, right? In your mind, it's going to be like, you know, the group, the manifestation, it's my manifestation. And all of a sudden you'll be reminded of what is possible. Right? So it will take your mind out of 3D and put it back in 5D. And I love that. Yeah, you're traveling and you're seeing so many horses, but also you're thinking about us, right? When you're seeing flamingos, when you're seeing horses, when you're seeing this, doesn't it put your mind back into the work? Because it's like, it's our manifestation. So I love these anchors that we have created together, and that you can have, such that, you know, even like 5 years from now, you see a flamingo, you're like, yeah, that was like, you know, what I did in that work. And it was really, really great. Guys, I also want to mention on every live that I have some scammer accounts. I don't know, you know, they downloaded my video, they put it out there. If you receive a message from an account that looks like mine, it's not me. I never message anyone. So, you know, I just want you guys to know that. And then I want to know if there's anything you want me to cover today. Usually what happens in these lives, I keep talking about what I have written down, but I want to make sure I address what you guys are currently going through, or something you're stuck on, or I want to take at least a couple of those every live. Did we get a new challenge after the 2000? No, because I want to wait for everybody to catch up on this. 2000 is a pretty big number in most people's minds. So I'm going to, the challenge ends October 14th. We had already 4 or 5 stories about people who have manifested. So I just want to make sure more people catch up with this. Some people manifested the exact amount, but in their country's currency, and that counts, right? Give us tips on how to affirm. You know, I'm into ask-firmation lately. Do you guys know what those are? Ask-firmation. Ask-firmations are a way to make your brain figure out the how without you figuring out the how. So for example, you would not say, I am, earning or getting $2,000, just as our example for the challenge. You would say, why is it so easy for me to attract $2,000 every time I think? Why is it so easy? Why is it so easy for me to always be noticed? Why is it so easy for me to always be put at the front? Why is it that people always look for me? Why is it that opportunities always find me? Why is it that every time I have a need, the need is immediately met without me having to feel? Why is it that my problems are so easily solved by the universe? Why is it that, my SP can't stop thinking about me? Why is it that I ended up with the best men out there? Why is it that my relationship keeps getting better and better? Why is it that my boss always notices my work above everybody else's work? So these are ask-firmation. Give them a try, okay? Don't give them a try for like one time. Give them a try. Everything you try in manifestation, it has to be done over a certain period of time. And this is like in your scripting journal, okay? Keep doing the 60-day challenge exactly as it is outlined, because why? When we affirm for others, we increase our power, right? That was the whole point of the 60-day challenge and doing group work. But on the side, based on the affirmations that you have made in there for the day, so let's say you had money, career, body, so let's say for body, you're like, I am always, whatever, I set my weight to 126.6, right? And your ask-firmation would be like, why was it so easy for me to get to 126.6? Why is it so easy for me to maintain it? Why is it that no matter what I eat, I'm always 126.6, right? Why is it that things are always working out for me? So you continue your scripting journal. This is what I recommend. Do the 60-day challenge. Have one scripting journal. Do not have any other practice. It's too much. Okay, it's too much. Your brain is like, all of a sudden, it's like, I have task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. If you have a meditation practice in addition to that and you have the time, do it. If you don't, you might have a different practice to quiet your mind. Maybe for you, quieting your mind is drawing. At the end of the day, what I used to do with my child like years ago was we would just fill do one of those drawings where you just fill in the colors, right? That was so relaxing. We could do that for like an hour. So meditation practice is not necessarily sitting there tuning everyone else off, and it's not necessarily that. It's just a type of mental flow where you're not thinking about the day-to-day. This is what meditation is supposed to do for your mind. You're not thinking about the day-to-day. You're currently in your body, you're in the moment. Maybe you're envisioning something. Maybe you're just relaxing. Okay, but in terms of active practices, it's going to be the 60-day challenge and then your diary. Now, the diary, I suggested, get yourself a very nice diary. This is just for my notes, right? So this is like from the dollar store. Don't get yourself a journal from the dollar store. Invest it. Spend like $15 on something nice. Something that could be like, my God, when I touch this, when I feel rich, I feel like, like those journals that have like the gold thread around them, and it just feels nice. It's a journal that it feels like it's my secret place. It's a book that's gonna endure 20 years from now. Maybe you pass it on to your children and say, look, mom has journaled here, and most of these things came to pass, and you should do the same thing. It's sort of like, that's the idea of scripting and the journal, and just do these two things. But right now, I love ask-firmation. Hi, Irina, how are you? Yeah, you like those types of journals. Yeah, look, guys, make an investment in this practice. The investment has to be your attention, your time that you give to it. Spend a little bit money on something nice. You know what I mean? If you're a meditator, buy some candles. Make the space around you nice. Think about how many of these things that you waste money on a day-to-day basis. If you don't have the money for it, skip a meal, okay? Like if you're to spend $15 on a meal, go without it. Your body will thank you, okay? And instead of that, buy a nice journal. These are just ideas, guys, but you understand what I'm saying. I am great, Irina. Thanks for asking. I've been trying to live in the end in an amazing relationship, but I feel blocked. Help. Okay, so how are you trying to live in the end, Barb? Are you doing affirmations, or you're imagining yourself? It's very difficult to give you specific advice, but I will try, because a lot of people have been trying to manifest relationships, and I want to help those people. Oh, you want to do the fasting again? We can do it. If you want to do it again, we can do it. I'll ask on the Facebook group how many people would be in for another fast. And maybe we'll just go straight to juicing. Because I think everything else, like the vegan one that we did, wasn't really a big deal for most people, The water fast was extremely difficult for people. And unless maybe you need to take day off work, right? It's not going to be pleasant. But the juicing one, I found that most people gave me the feedback that it was really easy. And it was just the right amount of resistance that their body offered, but they were able to do it. So maybe we do the juicing. Tips on how to manifest money fast. Guys, everything that happens fast, things happen fast only when you're able to change something inside you fast. Okay, this is what happens. And a lot of people are able to actually manifest, not fast, but the idea has been in their mind for like months and months, and all of a sudden they just give up on that idea. In that giving up, there's a letting go that makes it come to pass. So there's 2 elements required for manifestation. Well, there's many elements, right? But the idea is, once you have the intention, once you stay convicted in that intention, once you have resolve in it, you also have to let it go. So if you're constantly in a state of I need money, I need money, I need money, and I need money fast, it's not going to come, right? Because what's happening is more of I need money manifests. And so unless you're able to have that resolve that it's on its way, I've given the instruction, it's on its way, and now I'm just going to put it out of my mind. It's not like giving up, right, on the idea. It's just like there is another intelligence at play that's making this happen for me. How much time do I need per day for the practices? I would say 15 minutes, right? With including with your journaling. I take it easy in the morning and I do the whole thing. Like I just restarted my 60-day challenge about 9 days ago, and I just also journal. So it takes me half an hour in the morning, which I have with my coffee. So it's not a long practice, but it's all about integrating it with changes in your self-concept. I want to talk a little bit about the mirror principle. And I don't know if everybody knows about the mirror principle, and that reality, the model of reality would be your inner is the image that's reflected in the mirror, right? So this would be sort of like an analogy. And in the mirror, you see the reflection, and the reflection is 3D. But the image that's being reflected is your paradigm that's inside your mind. That's your true self, your real self, right? And that's what's reflected. Now, how is it reflected? Is it reflected immediately, right? I need money fast. No, it's not reflected immediately. It's reflected like in the way one of those Polaroid photos developed back in the day, right? So at first there was nothing, and then something started to form, and then all of a sudden it was a perfect image of whatever it is you photographed, right? So if you're here, you have to have patience in the delay. The delay is up to how convinced you are that that reality can come to pass. Now, is there people in this world, 5 people, 100 people in this world, who can manifest immediately? Yes, they are. But they usually people you will never find on TikTok, you will never hear about. They don't live in the world. They don't have a day-to-day job. They don't have a spouse. They're mystics, right? They're mystics, and they're able to do these things. But I think from where you are right now, the general population, the general person who would be on TikTok listening to this, you shouldn't even aim for that. You should aim for this. I have an intention. Now, an intention is not the same as a desire. I just did a video on it before I got on this live. An intention is a clear conviction that whatever it is you intend is going to come to pass. And whatever it is you intend is going to be based on a self-image that's matching, on a self-concept that's matching that intention. So if your intention is, I'm running a successful business, then the supporting self-image is that you're able to speak to people, you're confident when you speak to people, you're able to attract customers, your product is very good, right? So all of these things in the self-concept have to exist in order to support this intention. And it's the same thing, let's say love, right? You want to get married. In order to get married, your supporting self-concept is, I have something to offer to a partner, to a man or a woman that I want to marry. I am worth of love. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of affection. I am able to handle married life. Like, I will not stray to temptations. I am ready to commit to one person. All of these things inside of you have to exist in order for the intention to be married, to be made manifest. What happens to people is their self-concept is, especially women, because we're trained to, like, right now, I'm not really sure why, but we're trained both to take care of ourselves, like, to the maximum degree, to the 100% degree, like I'm talking financially, and we're also trained that it doesn't matter whether or not you're going to end up with a loving spouse. So, both of these things, you got to exist in your self-concept just by living in today's world. Now, these things did not exist in my grandmother's subconscious. And because of that, nobody in her generation was single. Do you understand? But in your self-concept, understanding, if you, like, somehow in your paradigm is like, I always have to take care of myself and I am my main provider. And also, I'm okay. Like, if nobody ever loves me, I'll be okay. Yeah, you'll be okay because they want you to be okay so you can go to work and pay taxes, right? But it's not ideal. It's not ideal to live this life not being loved. Yeah, you'll be able to function. But there's a difference between that which would fulfill us and that which would allow us to just exist. Get it? That's the difference. And so if you don't have a matching self-concept to your intention, or if your intention is simply a desire, I wish to be on a French Riviera, there's just a desire, right? But if my self-concept is, shit, I gotta be at work every single day. I have 3-4 kids I'm taking care of. I couldn't really leave them to spend 1 month on a yacht with some rich person. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's in contradiction. So the moment this contradiction exists, nothing's gonna manifest. It's only gonna be status quo, because you already told the universe that there's no way you could get from there to there, right? I just wanna see if I missed anything. Do you practice quantum jumping? Yes, but I call it something else. I call it selecting from the quantum possibilities of all things that have already been written. So if you understand that every single possibility exists, not exists as a possibility, it's already been written, let's say in whatever you want to call it, Akashic records, the alternative space, the quantum potentiality field, or whatever it is they call it, right? You have to believe that story of you being married and being whatever it is you want, right, exists there, and all you have to do is tune into that. That's sort of a bit different than what people understand from quantum jumping. Quantum jumping, it almost implies you jump and you're in that reality. And maybe it happens that way, but here's the difficult part to jumping. When you jump, you won't know you jumped right away. So you won't be able to sustain the jump. This is very important, right? Because it's not like, oh, I go to bed alone and I'm going to wake up in my big house with my adoring husband. I'm going to look at my finger. I have a big wedding ring on my finger and now I'm married. That's quantum jump, right? What's going to happen is you're going to wake up tomorrow. You're going to be one step closer to this future, but you're not going to feel it necessarily. And because you're not going to feel it necessarily, you're going to be like, this isn't working. And you're going to jump right back. right? So successful quantum jumping, or picking the potentiality of you being married from the quantum space, implies you understand the steps will be cumulative to take you there, right? All you have to do to jump is make the decision. Once you've made the decision, which is the same as an intention, and you keep it in place with quiet focus and with absolute resolve that it's going to come to pass, that you have now shifted. And you don't need signs every day. Get it? You don't need signs every day. Somebody wrote to me, said, I told the universe that if I'm meant to be with this person, I need him to text me today. I need him to give me a sign today, and he didn't. Guys, do not play this fortune teller tricks with the universe. Reality doesn't like to be tested. Reality will test you. Get it? You're not on the testing end. You're on the path towards what it is you want. And reality has no choice but to bend, but you are not allowed to test it. Okay? Because what's going to happen in the testing, if it doesn't bend in that second, you're going to now switch from this path where you were about to get to this person to a different path. Because you just asked the universe. Supposedly the universe said no. And now you're off to a different path. Maybe back to your single path. Get it? Don't play that. And I told you, do not use the 3-digit code that I taught you how to do for fortune telling questions like this. Let's see. Thank you for that. Okay, there's nothing else in there, but I hope I was clear on the quantum jump and what it is. This calmed me down for my exam tomorrow. Of course you already passed. Of course you already passed. How you should use the code? Go back and watch the video, Queen. You're not using it to say, am I gonna marry John Smith? No, you have to use it for day-to-day decisions on what to do. So for example, I'm thinking of leaving my job. Should I be looking for another job right now? Right? That's asking for direction from the universe. And if you see your code and you know, like we went through the step-by-step, I have a video on it. Ask for signs, feathers, literally get them out of nowhere. Look, if you ask for signs and you use them as, when you get them, you use them as a booster for your self-concept, I am okay with that. But do not use signs, okay? Do not ask for signs. In fact, in all of the major religions, they tell you do not, or at least in Islam and in Christianity, do not ask for signs. Do not make God perform for you, right? So what are you gonna do when you don't get the sign, right? If I say I'm gonna be married by next year, let me see a feather, but I don't see a feather. Now my self-concept is like, I'm not gonna be married by next year. I didn't see my feather. It's not meant for me. No, I have decided, once again, guys, mirror principle. I am going to hold to my conviction that I'm gonna be married to the man of my dreams by, give yourself a reasonable time, okay? By 18 months from now, whatever that date is. And that is my conviction. I don't need to see feathers. I don't need John to text me today to confirm this. I'm not going to ask God for signs. I'm not going to ask anybody from signs, because I understand. This is why manifestation doesn't work for most people. You guys don't understand what concept is based on. I understand. I am the creator of my reality, in a sense that it's not that I figure out the how, that all I need to do is hang on to this intention and conviction and resolve, and I will be guided day by day to take a step. Who's this guy? Let me block him. What the heck? I don't allow any interruptions here. And yeah, okay, he's been blocked. Thank you, Lisa. I don't pay attention to everything, and I don't think my monitor is on my the person who monitors the live. How do you make yourself believe that you are loved? Believe that you are loved. How do you make yourself believe that you are loved? First, you have to, if you don't feel loved, okay? So this is for people who don't feel loved. before I get into that, innately, you should feel loved, okay? If you don't feel loved, please understand that is the world that broke you. It broke you. And somewhere along the path, you got signals that you're not worthy, that you're not loved, that you're rejected, that you're abandoned, that in fact, if you allow somebody to love you, and obviously you would love them back, more hurt will come from that. All these limiting beliefs have to come to the surface first. You cannot build anything on old foundations. You cannot all of a sudden be, I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved. Your paradigm will be like bouncing this thought like this, right? And it depends how long you've been on earth. I've done a video at some point where I said it's so much easier for a 20-year-old to do this mental shifts than for a 40, 50-year-old, right? Because how long you've been on earth matters on the strength that your paradigm has gained, right? So your paradigm will be like, no, you're not, no, you're not, no, you're not. It's like you first have to ask yourself, what's in here? Why am I not feeling loved, right? Ask affirmation first. Why are you not feeling loved? I want everyone who's single, who wants love, to do this exercise. Somebody asked me, I want to be married. She was jealous of somebody in her family. And I said, take a piece of paper, okay? Pay attention, this is important. You're single, right? Take a piece of paper and write at the top, why am I single? Now, it's going to take you 2-3 days to populate this. But you have to be extremely honest with yourself. I'm going to tell you what you're going to put on that list. I already know. Why are you single? You're going to put in there, make 2 columns, okay? One is about you, one is about the world. In the column about the world, you put, there are no good men left out there. They're no good, I already know. This is a hookup culture. Being single has its advantages, right? You'll put, a lot of stuff will come up that are not even your ideas. Somebody convinced you that those ideas, and those will be your worldviews. Just know that they're in your paradigm. In the column about you, you're going to be really honest as to why you're single. I used to say about myself as a joke, never joke about yourself, okay? But I was single for quite a few years. And I used to say of myself, oh, you guys know I'm single. I'm intolerant and intolerable. Guess what? That was the truth. Right? Because I said it enough times and I thought this was hilarious and it went with my wonderful personality. That was the truth. So, why are you single? Am I intolerant? Am I intolerable? How can I become tolerable? So on the why section, why am I single? If you're really honest with yourself, things will come up there. That's what you really think about you. What you really think about yourself is the only thing that matters. And in there, it might come, I'm too heavy. I'm too old. I am, not willing to do for a partner what other people seem to need to do for a partner. I would not accept my partner, hanging out with other women or hanging out with other men. Or, I would not, so I prefer to be single. So all the stuff that will come up will be your own thoughts on what you think about yourself. Now, sorry, guys, do not call me. I don't take calls during my life. Now, when you tally up these thoughts, okay, you're going to look at these thoughts and you're going to see, if you're really honest with yourself, this is your column of what I think about myself. When you get here to the last line, you're going to read it and you're going to be like, would I be with a person who's this? Would I be with a person who's too heavy, too old, too set in their ways? Would I be with this person? And the answer will probably be no. And this is why you're single, right? What you need to do is change all this and then also change your mind about the way the world works. Yeah, okay, all men cheat, all men are pigs. Guess what? You're going to find the one who isn't. You're not interested in the majority. You don't need 100 men who are your type. You only need one. Get it? You only need one. And you are so valuable once you change this column on your value that you will find him. 100%. 100%. I was always scared of getting married because I thought I was going to marry someone I don't want. Yeah, Queen, you're, I did read your emails. I didn't get a chance to address them. But you're from a culture, of arranged marriages, right? So that's a natural fear, of course. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything before I move on. I talked about this. So now, some other queen put in our group a message about impatience. She's like, I set my mind on my SB and I set my mind, but you know, she goes like, I find this really, like, I do believe it's going to happen, but I find this impatience is really eating at me in the process, right? In the process, I can't sit still. And you know, this is a crucial point, because you must sit still in the process, and you must only take inspired action, the action that you are inspired to take, understanding that at every step of the way you are closer and closer to your manifestation. I'm actually going to make a video now that we talk about quantum jumping and why this doesn't seem to work for most people, or it's very difficult. Is this the same principle we used to become wealthy, writing down our relationship with money to get more? Yeah, I told you guys to do that a long time ago. I have a video on it. Write down in a column everything you've observed about money when you were growing up, especially when you were growing up. We don't have enough money. At the end of the month, we have zero or negative. It's always going to work like this. We have to trade our time for money. Money can only be obtained from, you know, the government or from a 9-to-5 job, all of this. I am afraid the love will end after marriage. What qualities can you develop in yourself to ensure you provide enough love to your partner that he's always going to feel loved? That's all you need to focus on. What qualities inside yourself? Do not worry, love will end. Love is not like you are here, he is here. Love comes from the sky and eventually goes away somewhere. It doesn't, that's not how love and marriage work, okay? Love and marriage is like, guys, yes, you need desire and attraction, and you need similar values and qualities, and you can't settle for what it is you don't want, because that will create resentment later on. Once you have all this in place, love is waking up and be like, how can I be the best version of myself for him? And as long as your focus is that, how can you be the best version of yourself for him, for your children, for your employer? Everything's gonna work out, I promise you. Love is not an object that comes in and out of your marriage. Hold on a second. What is this? It's funny, I'm more comfortable not having money than having money. I know it's fear-based. Yeah, and that's your reality. You're absolutely right. Your level of concept, your level of comfort, and like, for example, I've always been scared of manifesting a truly large sum of money. Like, I'm financially great, okay? But to manifest a large sum of money, like $50 million in a lottery, or, you know, I've always associated that with something that's unsafe. So I'm not comfortable with it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, if you win the lottery, people come and ask you for things. Maybe they'll take something from you and ask you for money. You know, knock on wood, something bad happened. Or I associated really large sums of money with an insurance claim or a lawsuit, which means something bad has happened. Something bad in our lives has happened. So I'm like, I don't want that. You know, I don't want that. And because of that, the universe returning only my comfort level, probably never gonna get that $50 million, you know, and stuff, until I resolve, or if it's worth even resolving. Maybe for me, it's not worth resolving. But you're right. The only reason it doesn't manifest in that amount, or, you know, like having money, whatever money means to you, the amount, it only has to do with the vibration that you offer, right? If I offer the vibration of fear for 50 million, guess what? Never gonna come. Can you please answer mine? Let's see. I don't know what your question is. Please repeat it. Carolina, please repeat the question. Can you talk about hexes and spells manipulating our world and bending it to what we want? Manipulating our world and bending it to what we want is not hexes and spells. Hexes and spells, you know, it's pretty much what they teach you with the whisper method, the honey method, and, you know, I'm sure there's more serious hexes and spells. It can be done. It's all about catching the other person's consciousness at a lower level than yours in a certain moment of time. That's why it doesn't work necessarily on the first try, but it will work if you catch them at the right moment. Like a lot of the times I tell you, do this whisper method at night, you know, because they'll most likely be just falling asleep, or if they're asleep, it's too late. But in that moment where they're in between sleep and reality, if you want to subject their mind to a certain instruction, you can, right? But it doesn't work. It doesn't work permanent. It's not a permanent shift. So maybe he comes back and he loves you, but then he leaves you 5 times over. In fact, this method has been around for long enough now that women do have this testimonials. Oh yeah, I used this method and it worked. And it worked for me. I set my intention, or their intention is more like a spell. And it works, but it's not sustainable. You know, if you read any stories from folk stories, or all spells unravel. You cannot maintain your level of control over another consciousness. Okay, long term, you can't. So there's no point to try to effectuate any of this stuff, right? Now, when a large group of people gets together, does a ritual, and it's usually negative, unfortunately, but you know, let's just assume it's also positive for healing and stuff. Things also happen, even though they happen faster and in larger quantities. You know, you can really affect somebody negatively with something like this, right? Like you can really, you know, take their lives really, right? And we know stories that this has happened. I don't want to talk about it though, but it's not a permanent, and the energy that you need to channel will change you, right? Will change you. That's why witches look so terrible, and they have this terrible look to them, an energy field to them. Everything gets paid energetically, guys. You don't need to do any of this stuff. You don't need to even understand any of this stuff. You just need to know one thing, that a cleared and focused intention based on an impeccable self-concept, which you can develop with work, not with the law of assumption. I'm gonna assume tonight I'm a multimillionaire. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, I'm already like, I'm feeling like a multimillionaire. You might feel like a multimillionaire for 5 seconds. Okay, you're not gonna, then you go to the store, you want cherries, you check the price. All of a sudden you drop down in 3D, because you know, multimillionaires don't check the price of cherries. Let's see. I got the tip to use only a few affirmations over and over. Yes, I agree. Especially if your affirmations are, if you're trying to change all areas of your life, you're better off sticking to everything always works out for me in all area of my life. Everything, like in my 60-day challenge, my affirmations are based on the four main areas of everyone's life, right? Money, career, relationships, and body. But I wouldn't, you know, there's people who also like to be like, oh, but I also want to move to this other country. I also want to move, like they have a lot, you know? So I'm like, stick to the premises that I outlined there. Stick to the affirmations that everything always works out, that you always get what you want or better, that do not be attached to a specific outcome. Know that everything will work out in the perfect way for you, and you will get better than what you wanted if what you wanted is not for you. I am having problems with expired action. What's inspired action? Sometimes I feel I don't want to do anything. You're probably, your self-concept is probably populated with immense limiting beliefs. Because of that, your brain is like, no, you're not even going to start this, because I know exactly who I am. I'm not changing. You're not just a little bit, you know, whatever, insert any negative thought here. I don't want to say it. You're not just a little bit incompetent. You're not just, you're just, this is your identity. Do not go out there and start giving me a new identity. I don't want it, right? So you're probably chock full of limiting beliefs that are very, very defined inside your inner concept, if that makes sense. Carolina, I can't see your question. Can you talk about hexes? Okay. Can you scroll? I'm confused between the letting go and if I don't get married, I'll be okay. Do not give the universe that option. No, you will not be okay, because your decision is to be married. You will not. Why tell yourself that you're okay? Look, guys, you cannot prepare yourself for a negative scenario, because that's inviting the negative scenario, or the scenario that you don't want. Most of our fears that reside inside of us are fears about things that haven't happened yet. Okay, so for example, you want to get married. Let's assume you're 30, okay? and your fear is you're not going to be married by 35. That's fear about something that hasn't happened yet, right? So you're fearing something that doesn't exist. This would be the same as not being able to pay a bill that you know it's coming 2 months from now. You're afraid of something that doesn't exist. Get it? So do not train your brain that it is okay either way. Just let go of the specifics and the how, and let go of the outcome in a sense of your resolve is so defined inside of you that by the end of next year, again, put a reasonable time frame, by the end of next year, you will be engaged to the man of your dreams. If you're single, that's about 14 months, okay, to meet him and to develop a relationship. That's the resolve. You don't need to be prepared. If it doesn't work, then the feeling inside of me is that I'm okay being single, right? Because this is what happens. So what are you preparing more for inside in terms of emotion? Are you preparing more for the emotion of waking up every day with a person who adores you and gives you kisses? Or are you more prepared for the emotion of I'm okay being single? Because whatever you prepare for the most will manifest. And because you don't know this emotion, you don't know what it's like, right? But you know what it's like to be single. So inside of you, it's much easier to invoke the emotion, I'm single and I'm okay. I'm single and I'm okay, than to evoke the emotion every day, you know, he makes me pancakes, or every Sunday he makes me pancakes and he wakes me up with kisses. You don't know what this is like. You don't know what it feels like. You can imagine what it feels like, but you don't know what it's like on a day-to-day, right? But you know this. So in your preparation for this, you get this. Let's see. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm missing a lot here. Carolina, can you scroll just a little bit higher? I'm not going backwards because I have too much now. The more I am in this work, the more neutral I become. I don't feel extreme happiness or sadness. That's exactly the perfect point when things are going to start to happen. I was the same point. I'm still at the same point. I've been doing that my whole life, denying my feelings. We manifest what we don't want. Yeah. Let's see. Now I say, yes, I want to get married. Damn straight I do, and I'll find somebody who is aligned with me. Yeah, married is if you want to get married, you're going to tell yourself, the only option for me is being married in 2 years. That's the only option. And when that feeling comes, oh, am I going to be okay? No. I said, say it out loud. Say it out loud, right? To conquer that feeling, give it a loud instruction. I said, I am married. I said, I'm going to stay in the thought of, envision every morning when you wake up, somebody's arms around you, right? If you're a woman, right? Envision him holding you. Oh, Carolina, here you are. I write down all of my limiting beliefs, and there was a lot when it comes to love. Yeah, I bet. There's a lot. The most people have a lot of limiting beliefs with love and money, right? The body is easier because, we all know sort of what actions we need to take in 3D in order to lose weight, for example. We all know, right? Just don't eat as much, eat something else, work out like crazy. At least you know the how in 3D. It can happen easier, but you know the how. But with love, we really don't know. We really don't know how this can happen for us. It seems like so far away. It's not a defined step, or, going from a 9 to 5 to a successful business. You don't really know. That's why it's harder, right? So you'll have a lot of limiting beliefs, and it doesn't help that society keeps telling women every day, and probably keeps telling men too, it's okay to be single. It's okay to die alone. It's okay. You're going to be okay. Yeah, it's better than being hurt. Hey, it's better than being hurt. You're going to be alone forever, and that's much better. I'm 36, just waiting to meet my soulmate and get married and do things for people. Nothing else. Like, you're focused on that. Okay, so keep your work focused on exactly what I've been talking about, because I've talked a lot about on love. Do I really have to affirm them all day long? In your mind, you don't have to affirm or do anything, guys, as long as you can hold the vibration. I want to go back to affirmations and the point of this practices. You don't have to do anything, really, if you can hold the vibration. If you can wake up in the morning, let's say you want to be successful and you want to be married, and you're single and you work 9 to 5 right now. If you can wake up in the morning and be like, I feel this wonderful husband holding me, and I know I'm going to my successful business right now, and evoke that feeling, and throughout the day be able to hold this feeling, which is what the law of assumption is. Assume you are that person. Then you have to do anything. But the reality is people can't. I couldn't do that. Okay? I needed a lot of practice to retrain my brain. Oh, let me just assume that you know, I'm getting big checks, and that I have a big ring on my finger, and you know, I'm just assuming this, and next month it's gonna come to no. Guys, I'm being honest with you. Okay, this is hard to hear, but unless you're prepared to do the work, I couldn't hold that vibration of being loved and being married and I couldn't hold it, you know, because everything around me showed me differently all day, right? You're swimming against the current. And if you're not swimming, if you're not affirming, if you're not scripting, if the world is going the other way, the world wants you poor, single, right? Not at your ideal weight. And what you have to do with this affirmation, with this scripting, with this journal, with keeping your mind and rewriting your self-concept, now you're swimming against the current. This is difficult to do, but you're gonna make it if you do it. Now, if you don't do it, what happens when the current goes this way, you're here and you're not swimming? What happens? You're going with the current, right? The current will carry you very easily into a forever single life, very easily into a 9 to 5 from which you retire with the $500 pension and at $1,200 from the government old age pension. Very easily, right? Because that's where the current is going. So it's your choice. You're going to swim now against the current, or you don't have to affirm every day. You don't have to do anything. Let's see. Where are we? Why does it feel like aspects I've been worried about are completely falling apart? What does it mean? Well, it means that what you worry about manifests, right? We manifest love and fear is stronger than love right now because it's more aligned with the collective consciousness. What would happen if you spend all that time you worry about and spend it fantasizing about what you want? Wrote and burn some old limiting beliefs today in the same candlelight dispels. Okay, that's fine, because that's symbolic for your brain to understand you're letting go. There are so many thoughts in my head, it's horrible. Okay, so you need meditation. Not everybody needs it, but you need it. If you're an anxious person, if you're a person, overly analytical person, guys, when something happens that is not what you want, always ask yourself, what else could this mean? It doesn't mean what you think it means. Okay? If your boss just yelled at you, okay, and you're like, my God, my work is terrible, this environment is terrible, ask yourself, what else could this mean? What it could mean is he didn't get laid this morning. He wanted to, and his wife said no. And he came to work in a very bad mood, and that's all it means. Has nothing to do with you. He just needed to release on someone. Get it? Usually events don't mean what you make them to mean. You make them to mean something that have to do with your self-concept. I'm not good enough. No. He was going through something. Get it? I just realized I only have wishes and not intentions. Thanks, Mona. This live was so rich and worth it. Guys, I'm going to go soon. I didn't get to pass live. I'm going to get to that on Thursday. The conviction that you need to have, it has to be unshakable for a long period of time. And I tell you, because when I started this account, I've done a video and I said the two biggest manifestors of our time that, that are sort of public figures are, one, Oprah, and the other one, the 45th president of the United States. And if you watch videos with these people from like the 80s, they were saying the same things about themselves. That sort of like if you watch their life in the future, whatever they said back then, their self-concept was so defined. Their conviction in their own success, in their own image, whether you like them or you hate them, this is irrelevant, right? But their ability to hang on to that conviction has been propelled them into the exact future that they were talking about. Okay? And I want you to understand that this is the conviction about A, what you're gonna achieve, and be who you are in order to achieve that. Listen to this live again, okay? Because I'm talking a lot about how intention has to match your self-concept. I'm going to post it on YouTube. I think, take some notes. Think about, do the exercise about why are you single? Why are you poor? Put the real reasons you actually think you're single, okay? Maybe you think, I am absolutely amazing, but I'm just unlucky. It takes a lot of luck to meet somebody at my level. It takes a lot of, as you're thinking about it, more and more things are gonna come up, right? And in you writing this, you're gonna understand the limiting beliefs that lie beneath the surface of your mind. It's not, I wish I could give you a simple formula, okay? You quantum jump, you just assume, that is the highlight principle. But how to do it? How do you assume? How do you do the work, guys? Don't look for shortcuts. The beauty of it is, if you do the work, what's going to happen is you'll have cumulative success. You'll have small successes. Every time you have a success, milk it. Milk it, my God. Be like, oh my God, I manifested a flamingo, and Mona said, and everybody manifested a flamingo, and so did I. It is possible for me. So the same way all my friends got married, I can also be married to somebody who is a protector, provider, and prioritizer, right? I do the 369 Alexandra at the end of all my lives with I am the winner affirmation. And people follow me to do it with me. Okay, guys, this is, I'll be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the end of the live. If you want to drop, I'm going to take 30 seconds to do the I am a winner tapping. Please do the 60-day challenge. You will have results as early as day 10. And don't forget, we're working on $2,000 manifestation. Is there a video you talk about? Please go through my content. I have, my content is broken down in various playlists depending on your interest. Let's put our hands together for the 369. Again, if you don't want to do it, we'll see you back here on Thursday at 7 p.m. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.